Boom, shakalaka. We are live on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube.
What up?
Good day.
Oh.
Sometimes you just gotta sing badly and it makes you feel good.
Yes.
Welcome back
What's going
to
on, y'all? It's the Holistic Freedom Secrets podcast, officially episode 27. I'm one of your hosts, Coach Soul, aka Fuzzy the Bear.
I'm Coach Tensi,
And
your illustrious singer of the moment.
yes,
We are
illustrious.
also holistic health coaches and co-founders of Ufulu Child, which is a home for freedom seekers. It's
Worldwide, rooted in artistry and wellness.
Yes, and we specialize in everything from mind mastery and meditation to nutrition, cleansing, fasting,
and artistry
and everything else,
Yeah.
kinetic yoga, yada yada bing bing. So, this particular episode, if you have tuned into the Holistic Freedom Secrets podcast before, then you know that we follow a 5-pronged healing system. B, cleanse, fuel, move, and shine. And today is Tuesday, which means it's cleanse day.
Cleanse day indeed.
Yeah.
And for your body to properly cleanse, a lot of people already know this, but we're going to go over fasting fundamentals.
Yep.
Fasting fundamentals. So today's episode is about mastering your eating window. Mastering your eating window, because a lot of people don't even know when you're doing fasts and you're, embarking on mastering the art of intermittent fasting, meaning you fast by way of choosing eating windows, and then outside of those eating windows, you don't eat. Most people don't know that you can move around your eating window. Most people don't know how much time it really takes to reset your body or to turn on certain functions of your bodily systems, your immune system, and different systems in your body to clean it out. And so what I mean by that is basically it's not intermittent fasting just because you don't usually eat breakfast, right? But then you eat like 3 or 4 times throughout the day until you fall asleep. That's not intermittent fasting. Right? Oh, well, I was asleep and then I didn't eat breakfast. I didn't eat until 12:30, 1 o'clock. So there we go. No, that's not intermittent fasting. Not the same thing. There's always a bit of intention that has to go into things. There's something that happens when there's intention, and we're mainly talking about the hours in which you're awake as well, in which you're awake, maybe awake and active, at least on the computer. If you work on a computer, and you're just at your desk or whatever, at least like awake up and doing your daily things. Those are the hours that count. But anyway, that's in general what we're going to be covering today: mastering your eating window and body reset with fasting.
Yes. So, we already talked about, especially because some people think, and this was what you were alluding to, is that some people think that skipping meals is the same as doing fasting the healthy way, and it's not, because if you're skipping meals, then you could possibly be under eating, not supplying your body with the nutrients it needs when it needs it. So we're talking about the timing, right, today. And whenever people talk about fasting, they tend to talk about the how long you went without eating and kind of leaving it at that. Or was it a juice fast? Was it a water fast? They get really into those types of fasts or those specifics. And we're going to get into some specifics today, but we're going to do it from a structured standpoint. Um, Today, talking about the importance of mastering your eating window when you are intermittent fasting or when you're fasting in general. So, something to keep in mind. Why is this important? So let me share with you an experience of my own. I remember when I was first getting healthy, I've shared with you all before on the podcast that my mom was diagnosed with cancer back in 2016, and she went on this journey of healing, and we did along with her. Like, you found an herbalist, Dr. Sebi at the time, and shared some of the wisdom from his standpoint, and that's took us on a journey and gave us hope so that we can look deeper and she could look deeper into things and start to implement tools in her wellness toolkit. And one of them was fasting. So
And
cleansing.
she's since both cancer free and she reversed her type 2 diabetes.
Yes, and hasn't gotten them back since.
Right.
Yay! And that was those reversals happened in 2017. I would say diabetes reversed in within 3 months in 2016,
and then 27. By the time 2017 came around, she was cancer free.
Yes. So there are specific ways to break a fast, which is important to mention, but also say there's also things like fasting snacks, to where you're still in a fasted state. You're like, your body still isn't receiving so many calories, so much to that it's taking you out of a fasted state, and it's not receiving, over a certain amount of protein or carbs or fats. There are some fasting snacks that prolong a fast to lengthen it out so you can really get those benefits and that juice. And I learned from the Fast Like a Girl book by Dr. Mindy Pelz, who's a functional medicine doctor. She's basically the only one that I've heard in this entire holistic health space, in this entire medicine space, that has focused on and talked about syncing up the fasting with the cycle and the details of how to do that to support women's hormones. And not only
we used to have those notes here.
Oh yeah.
It says called Collective Illusions right now, but yeah.
Yeah, but she also takes it to reversing chronic illnesses as well, like autoimmune conditions, and just really coming into living a lifestyle that's of optimal health and taking control of your own body and health.
Yes, and you mentioned something a little second ago that I think the people need a bit of a definition for. So you mentioned fasting state, a fasting state. So fasting state, as far as my understanding goes, is when you fasted enough that your body automatically turns on certain systems that help cleanse it out. Okay, and what that does is it releases these bodies, these little tiny bodies that go everywhere with their broomsticks and their Lysols and wipes, and they go and they get into the release tracks, whether it's the sweat or the pee track or the poop track, things that are not serving your body well, things that baby, they don't know what that means. Okay. Things that don't serve your body anymore and need to be released and need to be excreted, if you will. So
What's up?
Still.
Yeah.
And you have to fast to a certain length of time.
Yes.
In order to activate those systems.
Yes. And then from that point, it's like a dimmer switch where, like, where you have that knob on the wall where it starts to turn on the light slowly, and it gets brighter and brighter the longer that you go. Well, it's like that here. For women, fasting, the only times that we want to fast more than 15 hours is going to be the first 1 to 10 days of your cycle, around there, really before ovulation. And then the week before your cycle begins again. So that, for most, it's around, on average, day 1 to 10. And then, oh, sorry, I misspoke. Scratch that. Let me say it again for clarity. So the
It's a live
first
show,
week
so
of your
forgive
cycle,
us.
day 1 to 10, is when you want to fast. You can play around with longer fasts at that time. During ovulation, no fasting past 15 hours. Okay. If you're nursing pregnant, no fasting past 15 hours, period, anytime of your cycle. If you are, and then the third is around day 16 and 19. That's right after ovulation ends. For those few days when the hormones dip, that's when you can fast again. You can get back into longer fasts if you would like to. And then, you can stimulate autophagy with 17 hours plus fast. Then finally, the fourth phase is that nurturing phase, to where it's a week before your cycle. Yes, Rita, hold on now. And that's the timing where you don't fast at all, girl. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. Okay, no fasting. And that's including the 13-hour fast. So keeping it under 13 hours, just so that you can digest, but no fasting. No fasting. So that is something to keep in mind. And
I don't know if you said the days for the nurturing phase. The nurture phase, day
around day 20 to
20 to
30-ish.
30-ish, or
Yeah.
28.
Depending on you. I mean, you could have a shorter cycle than others.
Yeah, I think on average your cycle is 28 days long, like the moon or something. So, what was I gonna say? There was something important that when you break your fast, you have to eat your colors and eat your fill.
Yeah.
When you're intermittent fasting, right? There's a couple different types of fasts, and you don't necessarily want to eat like you don't necessarily want to eat, as much as you can to per se, or eat your fill immediately after certain types of fasts, especially like dry fast. You want to ease into
I need to
eating again.
interject here too.
But yeah, when you're intermittent fasting, when your eating window starts, you want to go ahead and eat the nutrients, the colors, and eat your fill. You don't want to underdo the calorie intake or anything like that when you're breaking your fast.
So the first meal that you break your fast with is one of the most important, because it'll either set you off course and make you really hungry and want to consume everything in sight that's unhealthy, or it'll keep you satisfied and fulfilled and give your body the nutrients it needs in order to keep the health benefits going, right? You heal when you eat and you heal when you fast, okay? So both are needed. You can't be under eating. Okay. And you also can't be overeating past full, or eating super late after the sun goes down all the time, because the body doesn't like that. But this first meal, there's steps to take to really break it well, especially if you're doing a fast that's longer than 24 hours, which would reset the gut. 24 hours of a fasting time resets your gut microbiome so that you can heal it, And so these fasts require that you first start with fat. So first starting with a good fat, that could be coconut oil, it could be avocado, it could be a olive oil, sesame seed oil, the nuts and seeds that are soaked. Yeah, the good fat. The good fat is what we need to start off with. And for some people, this is also bone broth for some. that full fat, like homemade type bone broth if you do that. And with high quality sourced bones. Okay. Um, and then what this does, the fat is it's allowing for your hormones to rebalance, rebuild again. You follow this up with the probiotic food. So first fats, good fats, and then probiotic food. So this could be your sauerkraut, your kimchi, your yogurt, your kombucha, and then following that up with steamed veggies. So this would be your Brussels sprouts, your and I'm trying to think of stuff that's everywhere, like broccoli, stuff that got that crunch, cabbage, yada yada yada, and the list can go on and go on. Just steamed veggies to give some fiber to it,
Well seasoned.
well seasoned, because it also keeps the healing going with the turmeric and the garlic and the onion and all the things. And then the last step, so we have the fat, we have the fermented food or the probiotic food, we have the steamed veggie, and then finally is the protein. So this can be plant protein, which is our choice because it's easier on digestion. It's easier on the body, or it can be animal protein, but as long as it's organic, uh, no added hormones or antibiotics.
Be still, baby.
Thank you. The protein could look like, if it's plant-based, some lentils. It could look like some fermented miso if you really are into soy and that's like your thing. See if you can get the highest quality, non-GMO at least. The red miso specifically has been in studies, and it has helped with recovering from radiation poisoning. So, especially for
My man Eric is on the live on Instagram. What's up, Eric?
good day.
Peace,
Yes,
peace.
we're talking about breaking a long fast, and that 4-step process to do so. But really, you just want to make sure, no matter how long of a length your fast is, whether you're taking it to 24 hours or up to 72, that you follow that sequence, and this can all be in the same meal, right?
Yeah. We're gonna go do the parenting things. What's going on? We're gonna go do the parenting things. Thank you all for tuning in to today's episode.
Let's
This
wrap
is
up with some
the
takeaways.
Holistic Freedom Secrets podcast. Some takeaways are, when you break your fast, you have to break it the right way. Follow the sequence that Coach Tensi just went over. Thank you. Follow the sequence that Coach Tensi highlighted. Rewind. Obviously you have this replay, so you can rewind it whenever you need. When you break your fast, eat your colors, eat your fill. Intermittent fasting is not just skipping meals. Skipping meals can help, but also can be detrimental if you just keep doing it in haphazard and no thought and no planning. And lastly, I want to encourage you to comment things that you want us to dive deeper into, and things that you resonate with, as well as your story. If you have fasting experiences that you want to highlight in the comments and share with the community, we'd love to see it. So subscribe, follow, like, comment, and share this out. Also, turn your notifications on so you know when we're going live next. And tell the algorithm that you like the content, you think others would like the content, and that it's worthy of the interwebs. We love you guys.
One last thing.
And okay.
Because of the
Homie's
title
face
of
is
this
on YouTube.
episode, because of the title of this episode, I can't leave y'all without saying, like, again, with the eating window, we got to just make sure that we are consuming. For women, you need at least 1,200 calories in order for you to have a well-functioning thyroid, which runs like everything. Okay, our hormones like run everything. And then for men, at least 1,500. So keep that in mind. When you're consuming things, you need to have protein. You need to have the healthy carbs, so from the earth, not from a box or a package,
Yep.
and the healthy fats. So we covered some of these things on previous episodes. I would encourage you to check that out if this is really something that you're interested in, because it is a phenomenal healing tool.
Yeah.
And you can move around your eating window. So depending on your schedule, you can move it earlier to accommodate, um, just so that you can get the span of timing that you're looking for that deeper healing in. And you got this. We're here. Put questions in the comments if you have them, or if you'd like to cover something else.
All right.
We love you.
Peace.